We're back now at 8:39. Dr. Phil McGraw is famous for dishing out advice on everything from relationships to addiction. And today, he launches his 14th season with Rip from the Headlines exclusive. Dr. Phil, good morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
14 years. When you started this show, you had a rich, luxurious head of hair.
Yeah.
Now, that
I've
was
been
me,
bald
actually,
since I was 12. I mean, but the good thing about being bald is we always look the same, right?
Exactly
we don't
right.
age.
No question. Are you doing segments on your show this year and this time that you wouldn't have done when the show began 14 years ago?
No question about it. And we're doing it because I think our viewers are interested in knowing why people are doing some of the things they're doing. And so they're writing in and saying, Dr. Phil, who does this kind of thing? Why are they doing it? What do we say to our kids about it? How do we fold this into our lives?
I want to kind of touch on that right now. Just premiere week, okay? You've got a woman who survived a horrific Craigslist ordeal, an Olympian turned prostitute, an actor struggling with addiction, and a transgender soldier who meets his family for the very first time. These are not easy stories to tell.
They're not easy stories to tell, but every one of them has a takeaway. Every one of them has a message. This woman that's on the show today answered a Craigslist ad at a nice upscale home in a nice neighborhood, and this woman overpowers her and cuts the fetus from her body. And stunningly, the mother survives. I mean, people have done this before. They steal babies to sell them, but the mother survives, and we have the opportunity to talk to her. And I just want to get people's attention. You cannot put yourself in harm's way with people on the internet. All you know about them is that they have a computer. She goes in a house with someone that she doesn't know behind closed doors, no safety zone.
The transgender story, there's been a lot of attention in the headlines lately. Caitlyn Jenner getting a lot of attention. This, though, is the story that you tell from a different perspective.
Totally different. Everybody talks about the rights of the person to come and claim their authentic self, which I support 100%. But rights come with responsibilities, and there's not enough focus on what this does to the children, to the spouses, to the family members. This individual was married, and the wife is saying, whoa, what about me? Is this bait and switch? Do I stay? Do I go? Driven to the point of suicide.
You're great at kind of figuring out what's going on between people's ears. I want to ask you to comment. This Joyce Mitchell story that we ran a little early this morning.
I watched it, Matt. Great job, by the way.
Well, thank you. But here's a woman who says, look, I got in over my head. I had these inmates, these convicted murderers, and one of them manipulated me to that point. You buy that there are people who can manipulate others to that extent, or do you think she just presented an easy target?
I think there are people that can manipulate, but I don't think she was in that situation. I don't buy what she's saying, not for a second.
Why?
It's hard to talk your way out of a situation you behaved your way into. And that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to talk her way out of something that she behaved her way into. This wasn't something where you made a bad decision at the spur of the moment. This was a pattern of behavior across a long period of time. She sort of admits to it, but she's constantly trying to backpedal. They told me to do it, but they didn't really follow up. They were supposed to check my bags, and they really didn't do it. He was threatening me, and I had many opportunities to get help, to go to the police, but she never did it.
But we have all also met, Phil, people in our lives who present themselves as easy prey.
There are people that present themselves as easy prey, but there are also safety zones. There are times where you can reach out for help, and she was not isolated. The number one tool of the abuser, the manipulator, is isolation. They cut you off from family, friends, church, resources. She was not cut off from any of those things. She had all of them at her fingertips, availed herself of none.
It's always interesting to get your perspective, and of course people will get a lot more of that on season 14 of your show. Congratulations.
Great job on that interview. I love that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You can check your local listings.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.